people's lives. You know, if one of your letters or comes out, you know, something horrible happened to somebody in 1 year and their grades weren't good, they understand. You know, hopefully it doesn't apply to anybody. You know, these things.
I was just wondering how you approach the proposal, because I can understand, like, if it's continuation of a previous research, then you have great knowledge on that topic, so you probably already have questions that you think you can address.
Yeah.
But I know that either if you have a new topic that you'd like to explore, or I know that some of my friends, they meet with their potential supervisors and they have projects in mind, how would you approach writing a proposal on something that you haven't really delved into yet?
Okay, so that's it.
I can suggest a really useful thing is to, especially if you're talking to a potential supervisor, well in advance again, give them a copy of an outline or your brainstorm ideas and say, could you just give me, you know, a quick look at this and let me know if I'm headed in the right direction. And, you know, if someone does that to me, what I usually end up doing is sort of changing words, filling in blanks, you know, drawing a circle around good, cross something out that's bad, and then add a little something and send it back to them. You know, I mean, obviously your supervisor is going to want to help you get financial support.
And the other thing to deal with is when you contact a supervisor, probably a very important question to ask is, if I were to come to your lab, what are some potential projects I might work on? But you understand that by the time you get there, maybe they'll already be done. But you know, this is still the theoretical viewpoint. And you want to hear that they're good projects. You don't want to hear, well, we sort of finished that. I don't think there's anything left to do. And so they would then tell you. And then you could, if you're still negotiating with them, you say, well, I'm going to write a scholarship application. And I'd like to write it on, you know, the second project you discussed. And I see you already have some papers on it. And I've got a couple ideas, and based on what you told me, I think these are the next steps. And I'll write up something, and it would be done interactively. I mean, they're trying to help you get the award, so you come to their lab for free. So they'll be happy to help.
So one thing about CHR is actually they specifically ask you if the supervisor was actually involved in the writing of the proposal. And to tell you the truth, if as a reviewer, when we look into this and we found that actually that was co-read with the supervisor and the students, we can already pick up the fact there's a good synergy. So there were a lot of talks going on. They actually really worked together in preparing the proposal. Again, if it's a tight competition, that may actually help you out. I think you really need to get some help from the supervisor, because I can tell the differences between a proposal for which there were no revision by the supervisor versus where it was co-read with the supervisor. There's a lot to gain to do that.
So we see three kinds. The kinds where the student wrote it all by themselves without any interaction with the supervisor. And sometimes you can see that's less well developed because, as you say, they don't know the project yet. On the other end, we see the supervisor has just provided the abstract from their last grant, and it's written in a language that's completely different and way above the level of the student. And then there's the ones that's obviously been written by both. And that's the best one. That's actually much better than the supervisor-written one.
Doing 2 degrees concurrently, when they look at your grades, say you have 2 other courses that are counted towards a Bachelor of Arts and they don't need to count as electives for your engineering degree, do those credits count towards your average as well?
Yeah, so what we do is take your transcript and whatever you took in the last year and whatever you took the year before that, all together.
Yeah, but they don't see that as a plus. It's obviously done more than the average student, perhaps. Yeah.
So this past year, I took a year off for medical leave, and I'm just concerned about how that will look on an application, like when I submit my official transcript. Like, is that a big disadvantage?
No, because they don't. So, are you going into your 4th year now, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so then they'll just look at your 3rd, your grades. That's it.
Okay, but I mean, if the grades were the same as somebody who didn't have that year off, would they?
No, they don't even. Not even considered.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is something beyond your control, though.
Yeah.
Everyone understands these things.
Okay, so explain that in the application and
Sure.
in the reference letters. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen lots of reference letters. You know, person had to take time off for this or that event. They came back, they did fine. You know, or their performance was not as great as they really would have done if they didn't have all these other things going on. that's fine. Oh.
When you're defining a full course load, do you use the home university, like the university that we're applying from, do you use their definition of full course load?
Yeah.
Because I know Frontier University it's not standardized. And for example, like at our university, essentially they go by, like other universities care about how many actual courses you took, even though some one semester courses will be more credits.
No, we go by your school's definition of credits. So, like, I think a full course load here is 12 credits, but, you know, some schools, 12 credits is like the whole degree, you know, so we'll look at your home institution.
If you've overloaded, or if you're in a program like engineering where you have 6 credits a semester, are they going to take, like for the MSF, are they going to take your 3rd and 4th year, or are they going to take like your last 20 courses?
Your 3rd and 4th year. So it's not by credit, it's by time, basically.
And this is where they take course load into effect, you know, into account.
They also, what they do is when you fill out your GPA, it's like, you know, this person got a 4 point, but they took 2 credits, you know? Or this person got a 4 point and they took 24 credits, you know, based on your own institution's guidelines. So the fact that you took more courses, I mean, at a higher GPA, balances out, you know, like it looks really good, as opposed to if you took, you know, they figured that out.
It's like an Olympic diving, degree of difficulty factor. They factor that in. Go ahead.
Sorry, just you were saying that you would provide to the professors more information, like examples, to make their life easier. But you guys as professors, how would you best feel approached by that without having the student seem like they're loading on paper for you to write the
No, I think this is a great idea. So we could actually use some of the information provided by the students, and of course we're going to be looking into the CV and the application to complete that. But I mean, everybody's busy. We're busy, you're busy. So whatever we can do to help in basically the writing of that letter, I think this is really a great initiative. It will not look like you're trying to push it. Actually, it will, of course, there's elements that you feel may be more important than others, but at the end, we'll make the call eventually presented. So no, I think this is a great initiative.
And you can do it in a 2-step process, like what Christine has done. She's asked me for a letter, I think. I'm supposed to do something. I'm supposed to write you a letter? Anyway, she's being very polite. Would say, and of course I know Christine, you say, I would like you to write a letter for me. Would you consider doing that? And then when I say yes, I'd be happy to, then she would provide me with her application and CV and what it is that she's applying for and any other information that would be relevant. You know, it's a cancer award, so she'll tell me she's volunteered for the cancer award.
It is important to make sure you provide them with what the application is asking for, because every application is slightly different. So if there's certain things they're looking for in the award winners, then you want to say, you know, this award is given to students who have this, this, and this. You know, this is this, like Christine did. Those 7 aspects she listed for the persons they wrote to those 7 things.
It's nice. And it's easy for us. Once I have a letter for somebody, I just have to add on to it, change the last line. This person is a good candidate for an award from. Okay.
You talked about also travel awards. Is there any ones that are administered by government, or usually they're by department?
As a grad student, you can get travel awards. There's a variety. Some come with the scholarships, the graduate scholarships. The Michael Smith Foundation comes with a $2,500 award each year where you can travel anywhere and use it for lab-related stuff. There are travel awards that graduate students can get that are separate. Many meetings have special travel awards for graduate students that you can apply for. So like I'm part of the Canadian Society for Immunology. We set aside 10 or 15 travel awards that grad students can apply for. Within our department, we have travel awards just for grad students as well. You basically have to say, I'd like to go to this meeting. You'd probably be required to present something. I want to present a poster at this meeting in some exotic, beautiful place, and I've done great work. I've got a paper on this. Can you please give me some money?